So we're here with Tom Mallory, and he's going to tell us a pretty cool, very interesting story, a pretty frightening experience, actually, from his study abroad trip to Africa when he was in college.
I've had several encounters with the Cape buffaloes. One of them was pretty darn scary. We were backpacking for 3 weeks in the north-central deserts of Kenya. This is, by the way, in 1980. And I was with a group of about 30 people doing this. And at one point, we were hiking along this riverbed for the first, I'd say, first couple days. And riverbeds are in a desert area are always the places that attract the animals, as you can imagine. So at one point, a couple of us were leading this group, and we were pretty far out ahead. Turned around this corner, and there were some low bushes came around the corner, and suddenly about, gosh, I'd say 30 feet in front of us, 30 or 40 feet in front of us, was a mother Cape buffalo and her little baby calf. And we quickly, by the way, Cape buffalo are not the #1 killers of animals killing humans in Africa. That's actually the hippopotamus. But they are the most feared because they can do the most damage. So we came around the corner, saw the two buffaloes, and immediately my friend and I started looking for trees to start climbing up. Unfortunately, there was tiny little trees that if you had climbed up, they would have just bent right back down. And we just froze there because what in the world are we going to do? We suddenly saw the mama starting to take her front paw and hoof the ground, just like you would see in a bullfight, where just before the bull charges, they're hoofing the ground, kind of scratching the ground. So she was starting to do that. It's like, this is not a good situation. And she was starting to snort, getting ready to charge us. And suddenly, the little baby runs the other direction. Runs back, the other, well, basically up along the riverbank, but in the opposite direction. The mother looks at the baby, turns around and looks at the baby, then looks at us, then looks at the baby, and then turns and follows the baby.
Jeez.
And then about 4 minutes later, the rest of the group arrives. I think if the whole group had been there at that moment, the buffalo would not even have thought to charge because there were just too many of us. But with only 2 of us standing there, that was good enough numbers for that buffalo.
Alright, so do you think there was like a divine intervention in this scenario, or do you think it was just luck that the baby happened to run in the other direction? Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If you're not a religious person, you start to wonder at times like that.
Yeah.
When you're faced with most likely death, and it just happens to go your way, is that luck or divine intervention? I'll never know.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing with us, Dad. It was good to hear from you. That's a really cool story. I'm Daniel Mallory, and that's all.